How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are going to be talking about Stellar, and this is probably one of the most highly requested videos that have been coming out so far as of lately. In particular, I've noticed that there's a trend of people who have essentially been rediscovering XRP, Stellar, and really going into detail and doing some of that armchair detective research work, bringing forth a lot of that really pivotal information as far as the different deals that are being struck and the partnerships that are happening and the developments that are taking place involving these establishment cryptocurrencies. And I understand XRP is not without its criticisms, of course. There are a lot of these different issues related to the actual relationship about XRP and Ripple. A lot of these different things give people a weird feeling, and certainly it's not without validity. I mean, these criticisms are certainly valid. I mean, people have a right to their opinion in that same respect, but personally, I mean, I understand. I mean, all that sort of Satoshi Nakamoto, traditional philosophy of like the original, cryptocurrency, what it was intended to be, all this rigmarole. What I want to talk about is, where are these cryptos going, and the fact that the establishment is aligning themselves with these sort of brand names, that we've been seeing all these different figures, who've been basically coming out and giving praise to a lot of these different. We're going to be talking about later on in this video about the news articles that we've been seeing being released regarding all these different cryptos and all these different things, and how we've essentially been witnessing the bare bones adaptation of the cryptocurrency language and the overall cryptocurrency way of thinking, that sort of pop culture in influence. I mean, we see XRP on the Ellen DeGeneres show, for example, so it's like the soccer moms and all these group of people being introduced to the technology, even if only a small percentage of her audience actually ends up buying some XRP, or even if it's just something that they know about and retweet or something. All these different things, the conversations that are happening around the water cooler, and then on a much larger scale, we see celebrities, like Ashton Kutcher or Johnny Depp, making a movie about XRP. And the fact that Stellar and XRP are married in this sense, it's definitely interesting to see a lot of this attention that's been going their way, especially in the current climate of crypto. We've been seeing, that 210 market cap. But I was watching this video by Crypto Cowboys, and it talks about, Stellar, Coinbase, and IBM, and all these different things. The possibility of Stellar really bringing up, and rising up and ranking, possibly even being a top 5 cryptocurrency by the end of 2018, or possibly even certainly the beginning of 2019. The opportunity is definitely there, and moving forward into 2020, as we see the international community and more people getting on the internet and using smartphone technology and all these things, certainly a symptom of a much larger paradigm shift. So yeah, I'll definitely be including a link to this video down in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing where Stellar is going to be bringing us, as far as and realistically, I mean, seeing Crypto Recorder bringing out these different articles. Is Stellar Lumens, is it better than Ripple XRP? It'd be kind of a pointless comparison to make, but it is an interesting one to see brought forward in the public discourse, in particular with Crypto Recorder, essentially giving that attention, that focal point to that sort of area of the cryptocurrency world. But Stellar, XLM, latest new signals, how firm, all these different things, despite the coin's price volatility, the most recent dump, and the very idea behind the technology is mesmerizing. So I don't know. I mean, Ethereum World News, all these different news articles. We're going to be talking a lot about the news articles in this video, in particular the ones that have been related to cryptocurrency and how it's been connecting, in a large sense. But I mean, overall, just a general recap, I'd say that the team that's working behind XLM, speaking as somebody who's been paying attention to cryptocurrency for a number of years now, definitely interesting to see how Stellar has been, essentially leading a trend as far as the developments of technology are going, and really the entire methodology of how they're working with the establishment is, the establishment's not going anywhere. So when they decide to align themselves with an intangible digital, technology like Stellar and XRP, definitely something for me to be interested in paying attention to, especially when people do talk about all the time about how certain crypto cryptos might not be around in a couple years because they lack the all these different things that they might lack, or the things that they other cryptos have that might overshadow them. But I'd say Stellar and Ripple definitely do have that sort of branding and that sort of market awareness already set up, and that's going to be a huge variable as we see this thing really taking off and actually seeing those regulations getting really ironed out and moving forward in a big way. So just reviewing the news, the latest things we've been seeing, obviously when it comes to the news, I always say that, I don't necessarily put too much stock in the news, but then again, the news is still useful because it's an interesting indication of what the public conversation is that's happening revolving around cryptocurrency. So this Forbes article, Forbes has been all of a sudden releasing a bunch of articles related to cryptocurrency, which is definitely interesting because Forbes is sort of a grandfather, grandma, old people, sort of essentially people who traditionally probably might not necessarily be of the cryptocurrency bend. Forbes lists all these different things. It's very much associated with wealth and all these different things, but a very traditional aspect of the wealth. But of course, in a lot of ways, wealth and all these things do in a lot of ways overlap with technology, because people who've made their wealth through technology force Forbes lists to have this sort of conversation all the time. But nonetheless, seeing Forbes, this very mainstream news service, rapidly producing all these different cryptocurrency articles, especially in the wake of the actual news content that we're seeing. Forbes list announced now we're seeing all these different things with Fidelity, quote unquote, making it easier for hedge funds and other investment opportunities as far as these. And look at this. CNBC, now all of a sudden we're starting to see a lot of overlap with a lot of these seamless, obviously because they've had other branches that are similarly connected to the same parent company. A lot of these different news sources are essentially the same news source, they just have different names. But Forbes list, and right out in the open now, we're seeing this sort of mainstream paying attention right in the list, right in the same time of this actual content. So this news BTC article is actually pretty interesting as well. Talking about crypto, ZRX, 35%, all these things, and talking about things on the horizontal, and realistically, this is interesting language to see coming from the news. Obviously Forbes list, what millennials need to know about cryptocurrency exchanges. That's such a clickbait thing. Especially even coming from Forbes list. Forbes is essentially known for their clickbait. CNN, CNBC, they're known for their clickbait essentially. They're what else are they known for? But why are they talking about millennials? It's like, aren't the millennials like 30 now? They're not gonna talk. They're actually gonna try and clickbait people with, what Generation X or Generation Z or Generation baby boomers need to know about cryptocurrency exchanges. No, it's the millennials, the 30-year-old millennials who nobody cares about, need to know about cryptocurrency. Just millennials too. That's such a clickbaity way. Forbes, shame on you for that sort of that lowball attempt at getting the millennial search result next to the cryptocurrency search result. And what would better exemplify sort of the mainstream perspective on what Bitcoin is right now, short of that sort of association. For some reason, that's just hilarious to me. And this Cointelegraph article that we're talking about cryptocurrency market prices possibly could increase. Bringing up that date, 2020 again. We talked about what we could be seeing leading up to 2020, in terms of the paradigm shift that we're witnessing happening, and all the way across the board. But yeah, this Fidelity thing is definitely going to be very interesting, and all this sort of conversation, and this really does come in the light of a lot of interesting events that we've been seeing culminating across the board. board, and essentially cryptocurrency revolution, and then by this invest in blockchain. So that's not a biased article at all, but what is BAKKT, and how will it change the cryptocurrency world? So realistically, what we see during the times of similarly, I remember last year in 2017, when we were seeing things at their all-time highs, it was every single day we were seeing just boom, boom, all these different news articles were always constantly bombarding us with this similar language. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. This guy made a big red button to instantly sell cryptocurrency. So if you're among the blah blah blah, and yes, I mean, it's interesting. Lionless cryptocurrency and so. And that's just today. I mean, realistically, this is a very larger symptom of a huge paradigm shift that we're witnessing happening. I mean, all these different things, all these different celebrities, especially in particular, when we look at how Bitcoin has been acting lately and how the overall market has been interacting with it. I mean, of course, cryptocurrency definitely does have its place. What with all these different problems that we've been seeing, basically, we've been seeing a lot of problems that Facebook have been running into with their centralized storage of data, and it really is a symptom of a larger problem that could easily be remedied with blockchain and the right applications of the proper futuristic technologies. But it's interesting. So there's a cryptocurrency themed Japanese girl group. So obviously this is similar to that sort of Bitcoin with a beat. Remember we were talking about that, about celebrities and all these different people who are of notoriety trying to interweave themselves and connect themselves with cryptocurrency, and that's a symptom of the culture really beginning to make that that paradigm switch that realistically is sort of a mark of where we're going to be seeing people moving from tangible currency to intangible currencies as things progress respectively. So definitely interesting to see how a lot of these variables could really be coming together in a very short amount of time, and on an international scale. I mean, it doesn't matter what country you're in. The internet is available, and it's a symptom of a really larger opportunity that's opening up for everybody. So the fact that we're all paying attention to this type of stuff and up to date on these various different things is definitely a good sign. And I'm definitely excited to be seeing where things are going to be headed in the near future. And all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys like this content, you can make sure to subscribe to, follow us on Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber. And remember, you guys can connect with us on Instagram as well if you guys are interested. Yeah, all that being said, I hope that you guys have found this video educational, and I will see you guys in the next content, and have a good one, everybody.